Hi folks, today we're gonna be unboxing the Nemesis Retaliation with pretty much all the content from the pledges. We're gonna go through terrain packs, we're gonna check the base game, we're gonna check some expansions that add new races, also some that add new tokens or new characters and so on, so lots of things to see. Hi, I'm Nick from Tabletop Duo. Grab your favorite drink and let's start the unboxing. And we're gonna start with the game itself. So Nemesis Retaliation. It's quite a big box as you can see. So let's start by removing the shrink wrap. Here we have a nice cover with the 3 Marines. On the sides we have some really cool images of the Marines you're gonna play with. There's another one. Alright, so let's open it up. Right out of the bat, we're gonna start with the rule book. They always do some really good rule books. Everything is very clear, easy to understand. Next we get 2 help sheets. It's this one for the rooms. They are dual-sided. And then this one is about the objectives. Next we get this small dashboard. And then we get to the punch boards. So let's remove the shrink wrap. There are a total of 12 punch boards. And contrary to the other Nemesis games, you don't have an actual board where you play the game. You're going to be playing the game by assembling the rooms and the corridors by yourself. And this is an example of one of the rooms. Here you can see some common elements like the computer, the little description, and then side B that are common on the other Nemesis games. And this is how you connect a room to a corridor. Parts that are used to assemble the outside of the board. The hibernatorium, which again connects to the rooms that you're going to be placing as you explore. This is how you connect the parts. And here we have a few dials. Next we get to the first layer of miniatures. Here we get to see the 6 characters. We have the contractor, medical support, officer, heavy gun operator, recon, and combat engineer. The miniatures are well detailed. You have some base texture. They are much more detailed than they used to be in other sets. That looks really cool. We also get to see some drones and their different poses. The adults, there are 36 adults with 6 different poses, a robot, 6 larvae, and the queen. We also get some plastic rings so we can identify the characters we're playing with. On the next layer, we get some nice dual layered boards. You get to see through here the dual layer aspect. You can place the tokens here. Have some other spaces to fill. In the middle, you actually get to place who you're playing with. I really like these new boards. They look amazing. Super cool. They fit perfectly on the cover for the next insert. So we're just gonna remove it. Then we get to another layer where we have another insert here for our tokens. So you can easily place them on the table when you're playing. And then we get to the remainder of the box. Here we get our classic famous noise tokens, fire tokens, the dice. So we get 2d6, 2d8, and 2 d10s. The malfunctioning tokens, some damage cubes, a single transparent marker, the infection board, so you place the card here and then it showcases if you're infected or not. Standees for the doors. So these are the places where you put the cards so they stay straight on the table like this, and then it also showcases which player it belongs to. A cloth bag, some rivets to assemble the dials, and then we get a few cards. First we start with some robot cards. We have different types of robots. support equipment cards, the starting character items, serious wound cards. They have been shrunk. They used to be regular size, now they are smaller. It's pretty much the same as it used to be. And then we have items. Those are the red ones. Queen health cards, followed by the yellow and the green items. So these are the cards for the recon. Artwork looks great, as always. Like, they do such a good job. Heavy gun operator looks amazing. Look at that. Combat engineer, officer, medical support, contractor consultant, and then the contamination cards. Solo and co-op mission tasks, event cards, and then the enemy attack cards. Amazing artwork as always. We also get some exploration cards. And we also get the character draft cards. There you go. The pass and the player phase instructions card. Mission tasks. And then the objective cards. As you can see, there's enough space to fit all the components, and all the spaces for the cards also fit inserts. So that's a very good thing that, you know, they keep doing. They keep making sure that if you use sleeves, the cards will fit greatly here. You're not gonna need to put in another box or something else, or leave everything spread all over. Now we're gonna check two other add-ons, the Acrylic Tokens core box and the Support Squad expansion. So this one adds 2 new characters, and this one you can replace all the tokens you have, the cardboard tokens, with some acrylic ones. Looks really nice, so let's check them out. Again, beautiful artwork on the Acrylic Tokens core box. So that's what you get to replace with. So you can replace this cardboard token by these acrylic ones. They look really nice. You get these ones, the green ones, these blue markers, ammunition tokens, the yellow ones, and you also get these acrylic chips. Next, we're checking the Support Squad expansion. Again, amazing artwork on the front cover. Here you get to see all the components, so you get a bunch of the action cards for each one of the new characters, their miniatures. First we get a small instructions page here. We also get the profile cards, so the sharpshooter and the UAV operator, some standees. And then on this insert, we get to see the miniatures. There you go. So that's the miniature for the UAV operator and the drone, and also the sharpshooter. We get the character cards for both of them and their action cards. So those are for the UAV operator. Again, with like a beautiful artwork. And then for the sharpshooter. And there are 2 starting items. And we also get these ones to put below the characters. Next we get the terrain pack, which replaces the tokens by some nice plastic miniatures. Really nice concept art again on the box cover. And then here are all the miniatures you get. Let's open it up. There you go. So you start with a page showcasing which miniature goes where. Then the miniatures, which again, they look amazing. Really well detailed. You get some texture base on them. super cool. And same thing on the second layer. If I remove this, you get to see all the miniatures. For the doors, what's interesting is that you get the door open and then the door closed. You just fit it like this. Looks pretty cool. Here we also have the Constructs pack, which contains plastic miniatures for the original Nemesis. It's really cool. I was really looking for this one, starting with the cover art. Looks really nice. Here you get to see how many miniatures come with this set. What's cool about this box is that the miniatures here, they are used for both the first Nemesis and the second one. So you can replace the engines, the place where you see where the ship is going to, and so on. Again, comes with paper, so you get to see where each thing fits. First layer has the place you go to check where the ship is going to, so you just place the card here. It's super cool. You also have the 3 engines, and you're gonna place the token over here, and then you can just open to check and put it back. You also have these computers, which you place in the rooms that have the computer, so it's easy to know which ones have. And then on the second layer, if we remove the cover, you get the bases in which you can place the miniatures of the intruders, and then place the damage over these slots, so it's easier to keep them around, and then you can just move this with the intruder all around the board. You have it for the regular enemies, for the queen, which has a bigger base, and so on. Next, we're going to be checking the stretch goals box. This box comes with an update, so you can play with the original characters and a bunch of more things like a new race and so on. So let's remove the shrink wrap. Again, super cool artwork on the front cover. And then here you get to see all the components that come with the stretch goals. There's a lot of things here. All right, so let's open it up. Start with the Bioenhancement Expert. So that's a new character you get to play with. Then we get a contractor's rule sheet. The Insider Expansion rulebook. So that's expansion number 1. Neo Flesh Cult Expansion Rulebook. That's for the new race. So how you play with it and so on. Some punch boards. Another insert cover. So you get to see the Bioenhancement Expert, the Insider, the current player token, a dice, and the miniatures of the Flesh Cult. Then if we remove this part, we have a few more Flesh Cult miniatures and the correspondent of the Queen for this expansion. And then we get the cards for the new character, as well as for the adaptation of the characters of Nemesis 1 and 2 into Retaliation. And last but not least, we get the Sangrevores Expansion. The front cover, you have the Sangrevores concept art, and then all the contents. Oh wow, look at this miniature. Oh, I can't wait to see the real one. Alright, so let's open it up. First we get the punch board with the specters, the ghoul, and the king. This board for when the king is alive and the king is dead. The rulebook, fairly short. And then we get to the insert cover and the miniatures. The ghouls, there are 36 of them in 6 poses. Then the blood specters in 4 poses. And the king, which looks amazing. Look at the details on the cloth, creatures below it, the muscles. And then we get the attack cards for the enemies and also the king's health cards. Alright, so that's the end of the unboxing. Overall, again, like the Nemesis series is known for like quality of components, the miniatures, and also like respecting, if you want to sleeve the cards, having enough space on the inserts for that, which is really, really cool. I got all of these sets with the sleeve, so pretty much everything now is sleeved and they all fit into the box. It's really nice. I'm really interested to know from you guys, what did you think about each one of the sets, and specifically about the expansions? Which ones did you get? Which ones you are interested after looking at the unboxing? And if you would buy like these add-ons that add like plastic doors and acrylic tokens, like is this the type of thing that you like? Or you prefer just to stick to the base game? We'll be doing a review and very likely how to play video on Nemesis Retaliation, so stay tuned to our channel. And if you'd like to check more unboxing and other videos, just click on the links here. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!